Hello class 10th, welcome to social science class. In the last video we have started economics chapter 1 development. So let's revise in brief. We have read the meaning of development, that different people have different developmental goals. Development for one may not be development for the other, or it may be sometimes destructive for the other, and these are called conflicting goals. And for development, people look at mix of goals, means that people want material things also and non-material things also. So we have read about the or discussed about the individual development. In this video, we will discuss about the national development. Now, importance of materialistic goals and non-materialistic goals can be understood with the help of this example, that if you get a job in a far off place, सपोज आपको अमेरिका से जॉब ऑफर आया है और वहाँ पर जॉब ज्वाइन करने के लिए व्हाट विल यू असेस? फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल यू विल असेस द इनकम और द सैलरी पैकेज. अगर सैलरी पैकेज बहुत अच्छा है तो आप एकदम से जॉब ज्वाइन नहीं करोगे. यू विल असेस फर्दर द जॉब सिक्योरिटी, क्या वो जॉब परमानेंट जॉब है या फिर टेम्परेरी जॉब है. अगर वो टेम्परेरी जॉब है तो योर इंटरेस्ट इन दैट जॉब विल बी डिक्रीज्ड. और यू विल असेस द फ्रीडम ऑल्सो, आप फ्रीडम भी देखोगे. इफ़ इन 24 आवर्स द वर्किंग आवर्स आर 15 और 16 आवर्स मीन्स योर फ्रीडम इज़ लॉस्ट. तो अगर फ्रीडम भी कम हुई तो इसका मतलब क्या है? यू विल अगेन लूज द इंटरेस्ट. और उसके बाद यू विल ऑल्सो असेस द फैमिली बेनिफिट्स, क्या जॉब में फैमिली के लिए भी कोई बेनिफिट्स दिए जा रहे हैं. अगर बेनिफिट्स नहीं दिए जा रहे या जॉब सिक्योरिटी नहीं है, फ्रीडम नहीं है, देन यू मे लीव दी जॉब. आप सिर्फ इनकम के पीछे नहीं जाते. यू नीड द जॉब सिक्योरिटी, यू नीड द फ्रीडम, यू नीड द अदर बेनिफिट्स इन ऑर्डर टू हैव अ गुड जॉब. सो it is clear from this example that only materialistic things are not important. People look at mix of goals. लोगों को दोनों चीज़ें चाहिए, materialistic as well as non-materialistic. And this can be understood with second example also, that women are engaged in paid work. Historically, when there was a division of labor, women were only engaged in household work. But now as the time changes, women also engaged in paid work. They are engaged in paid work not only for income, but there is security and dignity of women outside the house. क्योंकि women को security मिली है, there is a security at workplace, their dignity has been enhanced, only then they are ready to do work outside. And in addition to this thing, they are also getting money benefit or income, and their respect in house is also increased, and the other member of family also share in household work. So women are engaged in paid work only because they are getting the security outside and their dignity has been increased. That's why they are going outside to earn money. For women, non-materialistic things are more important than the. So this is the third conclusion, that for development people look at mix of goals. Mix means mix of materialistic as well as non-materialistic goals. Now, national development. What is national development? If asked what should India do for development, what will be your answer? Some of you may say that there should be a strong infrastructure. Response of others may be that there should be a removal of poverty, corruption, unemployment, etc. So we will get different answers from everyone. Different persons could have different as well as conflicting notions of a country's development. Conflicting notions. Normally, all national developmental plans are conflicting notions or the conflicting ideas, because all national developmental projects cannot benefit all the social groups. We have taken the example of construction of dam, in which we have discussed that construction of dam may benefit the industrialist group, but it is disaster for the tribal people because they have to leave their land and their livelihood has been disturbed. So कोई भी कंट्री का नेशनल डेवलपमेंटल प्लान सभी सोशल ग्रुप्स को सेटिस्फाई या बेनिफिट नहीं दे सकता. अगर डैम बनता है तो इंडस्ट्रियलिस्ट को फ़ायदा होता है, एग्रीकल्चरलिस्ट को भी फ़ायदा होता है बिकॉज दे गॉट दी वाटर सप्लाई एज वेल एज इलेक्ट्रिसिटी। डोमेस्टिक यूनिट्स में भी पानी जाता है, लेकिन वो लोग जिनकी लैंड छीन ली जाती है, देयर लाइवलीहुड हैज़ बीन डिस्टर्ब्ड, सो इट मे नॉट बी डेवलपमेंट फॉर दी वन social group. So our next question is, can all the ideas be considered equally important? If one group is saying that there should be a removal of poverty at first, and second group is saying that there should be an increase in the employment opportunities, and third group is saying something else, so can we consider all the ideas equally important? So the answer depends upon the availability of resources also, and their priority also. एक घर को भी डेवलप करने में बहुत 20 से 25 साल लग जाते हैं, और इवन मोर देन दैट, और कई लोगों से उन 20-25 सालों में भी वो घर डेवलप नहीं हो पाता. सो ऑल द आइडियाज़ कैन नॉट बी कंसिडर्ड इक्वली ऑल टुगेदर, बट द preference should be given to those projects which are benefiting the large proportion of the population. Now next is how to compare different countries or states. हम किसी भी कंट्री की डेवलपमेंट को किस तरह से कंपेयर करेंगे? वी हैव सीन दैट सम कंट्रीज आर डेवलप्ड, सम आर डेवलपिंग कंट्रीज, एंड सम आर अंडर डेवलप्ड कंट्रीज. बट हाउ दीज कंट्रीज आर क्लासिफाइड एज डेवलप्ड, डेवलपिंग और अंडर डेवलप्ड? Usually we do comparison based on one or two characteristics. Normally income. Income is the important attribute for comparing countries. It is not the total income, but average or per capita income is useful to compare the countries. Per capita income means what an average person is likely to earn. कि किसी भी कंट्री में एवरेज एक पर्सन कितना अर्न कर रहा है. सो इट कैन बी कैलकुलेटेड विद द हेल्प ऑफ वन फार्मूला, दैट टोटल इनकम ऑफ द कंट्री डिवाइडेड बाय टोटल पॉपुलेशन. नाउ ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ पर कैपिटा इनकम, वर्ल्ड बैंक हैज़ प्रिपेयर्ड वर्ल्ड डेवलपमेंट रिपोर्ट WDR in 2012, in which they categorize the countries on the basis of per capita income as rich country and poor countries, or we can say low income group countries. They gave the criteria that the countries having income, per capita income $12,616 per annum and above will be considered as rich countries, and if the per capita income of the country is $1035 per annum or less, then the country will be classified as poor country or low income group country. In 2012, India's per capita income was $1530 per annum. On that basis, India comes in low middle income country, because average income of India is 1530, which is more than the lower limit. Because it is close to the low income group, that's why it is considered as low middle income country. Now how middle income group country can be assessed? So in order to calculate the middle income group, we can take the two limits, the upper limit that is for the rich countries and the lower limit for the poor countries. By adding these two figures, we can divide the sum with 2, and the $6825.5 will be the mid value, or we can say middle income, that will be the limit for the middle income group country. Now limitations of average income. You have seen that World Bank has compared the countries on the basis of average income or per capita income. But is this method good? So this can be assessed with the help of one example, that comparison of two countries. We have done the comparison of two countries on the basis of per capita income. Suppose there are two countries, country A and country B, and in both the countries there is a same population, that 5 citizens are living. दोनों countries में 5 citizens ही रहते हैं. Now in country A, citizen 1 income is 9500, income of second citizen is 10,500, Income of third citizen is 9800, fourth one 10,000 and fifth one 10,200. और अगर हम इसका एवरेज कैलकुलेट करें सबको प्लस करके डिवाइडेड बाय पॉपुलेशन, देन एवरेज विल कम 10,000. नाउ second country, that is B country. In B country, citizen 1 is earning 500, citizen 2 is earning 500, 3 is earning 500, fourth is earning 500, but fifth one is earning 48,000. अगर हम इस कंट्री का भी एवरेज निकालें, पर कैपिटा इनकम निकालें, टोटल इनकम डिवाइडेड बाय टोटल पॉपुलेशन, देन द एवरेज इनकम विल कम 10,000. अब इन दोनों कंट्रीज़ की पर कैपिटा इनकम जो है वो 10,000 है. तो क्या आप जब दोनों की 10,000 है तो इसका मतलब आप इन दोनों कंट्रीज़ में से किस कंट्री में रहना पसंद करोगे? ऑब्वियसली आप कंट्री ए में रहना पसंद करोगे, बिकॉज इनकम ऑफ एवरी पर्सन इज़ ऑलमोस्ट इक्वल इन दिस कंट्री. किसी सिटीज़न की 500 ज़्यादा है तो किसी की 500 कम है, लेकिन बी कंट्री में आप बिल्कुल भी रहना पसंद नहीं करोगे. अगर करोगे then you want to be a fifth citizen whose income is 48,000. So the income distribution in country B is very unequal. Some are very rich or ultra rich we can say, and others are very poor. So there is a huge social gap in country B. So this is the limitation of the average income, that it does not tell how income is distributed among the citizen, and secondly it ignores the non-material things. You have read in the individual developmental goals that for every individual both material and non-material things are important. People look at mix of goals. लेकिन वर्ल्ड बैंक ने कंट्रीज़ को कंपेयर करने के लिए सिर्फ एक ही एट्रीब्यूट कंसीडर किया, दैट इज़ मटीरियलिस्टिक थिंग विच इज़ इनकम. They have ignored the non-material things which is not appropriate. So this is enough for today. In the next video we will do the importance of non-material things for the national development. Till then, stay home, study at home and be safe. Thank you.